We're joined now by Red Sox Chairman Tom Werner and General Jack Hammond. Tom, over the years when we've done this event, I've asked you about the origins and how this all came to be, how the idea began and the growth of it. Sort of take us through how you were able to create something that has helped so many.
As I said to you before, Tom, in 2007, we had the privilege of visiting Washington when we won the World Series. The Red Sox made a visit to Walter Reed Medical Hospital. And while we were at Walter Reed, the senior medical officers who we were talking to were talking about the challenges they were wrestling with, what they said was the most prevalent injuries coming out of the combats in Afghanistan and Iraq. And it was dealing with those invisible wounds of war, which we now know as PTSD and brain injuries. And on the way back from Washington, I was sitting with Dr. Ronan, who is our Red Sox doctor, and we were both just challenging ourselves as citizens to figure out what could we do to try to ameliorate this problem. The idea was to try to start an innovative first-class clinic in association with Mass General, which is the finest psychiatric hospital in the country, and see if we could make a small positive dent in what is obviously a real challenge for these soldiers coming home.
General Hammond, those battles are tough enough. Now, COVID comes in, and the impact of that is with all of us, let alone with our veterans. A large team from home base helped actually run the COVID field hospital in Boston. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Sure, and just to build on what Tom said, the work they've done is remarkable in creating home base, because that started other places in the country in building and growing, and so it was a catalyst for a lot more than what we do here in Boston, and so you can see what one person can do. With Boston Hope, it's the same thing. The governor called and asked me to help stand up this hospital, and it became a 1,000-room hospital. We needed 1,000 employees, and the first 58 to volunteer were from home base, and they were deployed there for almost 3 months. So pretty amazing stuff, and we've seen that impact of the COVID virus. And if you are suffering from any kind of mental health injury, you can imagine everything that's been going on in the world in the last 6 months hasn't been helping. And so we are seeing a bit of an increase in suicide nationally.